My darlings, today I would like to talk to you about self-publishing, about how I've self-published my very first workbook, because I have received quite a few questions on Facebook, and I think that it might be interesting for other people. It's actually not only how I came, it's not a step-by-step, but it's what made me do that, and to show you a little bit of my very first workbook, which might inspire you to create your own or to go and purchase mine, which is available via Amazon. So my very first workbook, which is called We Are Many People. By the way, this is one of the expressions that I use a lot, and I'm going to write a little bit about it in more depth, because I do believe that we are many people. It's not only something which is connected to psychology and psychotherapy. It has probably things a bit more deeper for me, which I'm going to share with you at one point. But anyway, back to the workbook. So 5 years ago, this time in January, my mother had a terrible stroke. She was really in a terrible condition. I've spent a month and a half in Romania, which was absolutely horror for me from all points of view. So I came back in England again in mid to end February. This sort of with a clear decision to try to do something new. It was aimed to help myself heal. It's not that, the ordeal was not over, but I tried my best. I was trying my best to put myself back together. And for me, it works a lot when I enroll in a new project, when I take something new that I start to research and to make it happen. At the time, coloring books were very much in fashion. I think this is something which is going to continue, because it's not only about coloring books, it's about the opportunity to take some time for yourself and spend from 5 minutes to an hour or more sort of engrossed in an activity which is aimed to bring you a little bit of peace. So what I did then, because I've been drawing quite a lot in my journals, I've decided to learn how to scan my drawings, and how to put them together in a workbook, actually in a book form. It took me about 3 months to understand what's going on. I've watched many YouTube channels. I've researched like hell, and I made it happen. It's very it is not an easy journey for the ones who have never done something like that, but let me tell you, so once you discover it, once you discover it for yourself, once you make your own mistakes, it is really more and more, you become stronger and you are ready to take on another challenge. What you need to understand, you don't need to think about sales at a particular moment in time. Not at all. Just think about how to make this thing happen. So how this particular one looks like. So it has drawings of mine, but the drawings which I think is something new. It's drawings that I allow each and every one of you. I allow space for people to continue their own drawings. So it's not actually only a sort of mindful type of filling in the shapes and the forms with color, but it is a matter of using your own creativity to continue the lines, to continue them everywhere. I have a few videos also on my Beehive Art Studio YouTube channel where I'm showing you actually what do I do. So without thinking, it's just a completely intuitive process, because this is when relaxation comes in. So you can see here, this is one way of filling in. So this is how you start, what I've started with, yeah, and this is what it looks at the end. So you are absolutely in control of the way you continue the design. What I also have, I have quotes which I suggest. I have books that I recommend for you to read, because you know I am a very avid reader, and I do believe that books have an amazing capacity to heal and to inspire you. So there are about 24 drawings here. What you have on the opposite page, you have like a little prompt. For example, this one is know what it is you want. There are a little bit, it's food for thought. I've never thought about using a particular paper which will not bleed. I don't care. I'm not bothered by that, because it's not a matter of beauty. It's a matter of just feeling. It's a matter of training your head and your mind to do something creative, to do the very first steps of something creative. What I would do now, for example, here, I would encourage you to do some collage work on top of this. It's a wonderful opportunity to do collage work. It's really, really good. So each page, as I said, I like using pens which are very strong in color, because they work for me. You might want something different. You might want to use crayons, which are more pastel types. It's your own choice. What you'll realize is that you will end up with drawings which are unique and which are going to tell something about yourself. What I think that the quotes that you will find in my very first book, workbook, are quite good for these times. Listen to this one by Viktor Frankl, and he wrote an amazing book. So he says, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedom, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Just think about that. And I would recommend you to buy the book, which is called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. Just buy it, read it. You'll find it very useful. As I said again here, another prompt is visualize your dream. It's an invitation for you to dream in a world of so much gray and so much despair. I think it's mandatory for you to dream in spite of that. So as I said, at the time, it took me 3 months of scanning, trying to learn how to edit, how to put them together. I did it in a very rudimentary way. I've used my my Apple Mac, and gosh, if I knew what I know now, of course this would be much more polished, but I didn't, and I'm still proud of it. It's raw, this workbook. It's raw, but it's very authentic. So if you want to self-publish anything, is it a book, is it a workbook, is it a drawing books, and so on, number one thing is to forget about perfection. Accept that you will make mistakes and just be proud of them. I have a few spelling mistakes. Who cares? You will have a product which you can go back after that and redo, or anything. But you would have made something which is part of your own flesh and blood somehow. It's from your own imagination. Listen to this one by Carl Jung. This is his quote: "I'm not what has happened to me, I am what I choose to become." Quite a good one. Here as well, a little prompt: pay attention to how you feel. So many times we sort of, we know that we are not comfortable, we don't know exactly what it is, and we don't spend time talking with ourselves and sort of listening to our own needs and sorrows or joys. It's an invitation to investigate. Or this one, for example, accept yourself. This is what I wrote after I continued my drawing. So while you will fill in these pages, while you will continue the pages with your own drawing, you will see that words can come to you, words that you need in that particular moment in time. Or like this one, keep going. I think it's quite a good one for this moment in time. Keep going. It's very hard to carry on sometimes. Another one by Chagall, another quote: "If I create from the heart, nearly everything works. If from the head, almost nothing." Actually, this is very much related to the attitude that I talked a bit earlier. So if you're going to work from the head, probably you will never never end up with a particular product, because you will think that you want one which is perfect, that you need to know everything from day one. My invitation is to start whatever you want to do in the self-publishing world, for example, without knowing anything. Don't know, but start, because you are going to research step by step, and you'll end up with a final product, which is going to be sort of, the progress will be yours, bit by bit. You can use for this one to color in, you can use watercolors. I've used a little bit, but it's not my thing at all. They are too bland for me. I like strong colors. This work very well especially in winter time, when we need to absorb color in any way, shape or form we can. And I do believe that colors which come from the page have a way of sort of nurturing your soul. And I know I'm not the only one. So another quote for you by Frida Kahlo. You deserve the best, the very best, because you are one of the few people in this lousy world who are honest to themselves. And that is the only thing that really counts. That's another good one. Are you honest with yourself? Are we all honest with ourselves? I don't know. We need to think about that. So this is not necessarily, I'm not telling you how to self-publish here. I'm encouraging you to self-publish. I'm encouraging you and telling you that you can, because I started without knowing anything. And I've just built my level of skills up. And you can as well, but you need to start, and do not expect things to go superbly well from day one. Allow months and months and months of research and hard work. Hard work. This is not a matter, if you want to go for a book which says, the DIY for how to do this or the other, you're going to spend money, and you're going to read the book or just open the book, and it's going to end up on a shelf or in the bin. My advice for you and my recommendation is to start. Start whatever you want to do. Just start. Bye for now.